All right, everybody. Welcome back to No Cover TV. That's right. I'm your host, Big Al, where I bring that original local and national music to you, and I just slap you up with it. I just put it in your face, and I want you to hear it. I need you to hear it. There's a lot of great music out there of all genres, all age groups, and it's amazing. From the youngsters to way on up there to everybody in between. And genres, unbelievable. And we're even stepping outside of genres. People are doing some really cool stuff with their music to get it out there to be seen and heard. And I appreciate that a lot because you do it. Do it your way, like I say. So support these artists. Get out and see the shows, buy the swag, pay the cover charge, get the merch, get the digital downloads, listen to them on the platforms. I want you to get a hold of your computers, your phones, your laptops, whatever you use, get on the platforms because we got a great show for you today. And I'll let you know who that is in just a second. But I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Rip Music out of Grand Rapids, Michigan and Holland, Michigan. They are aboard and they are loving what we're doing, and they're all about it. And if you go into Rip, pick up one of the No Cover TV guitar picks for 50 cents, that will be your coupon to get 10% off in the store on accessories. So keep that pick, you get 10% off. All right, so do that and use the pick. All right, they're great picks, so do that for me. So you need to get a hold of me, bands and artists out there. You know how to do that. Facebook, No Cover TV, email, nocovertv@yahoo.com. There's many ways, and I'll let you figure that out. You can even drop a little note below this podcast and ask a question. I appreciate it. The artists would appreciate questions too. So let's get on with the show. This is a great show. I don't know how I'm going to be able to handle this. I think I might have already lost control. But anyways, in the house today, which is a pleasure, the Crutches with Rigby Stone in the house. How you doing, Rigby?
Doing well. How's it going, Big Al?
It's going great, my friend. I appreciate you coming on and representing the band. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Oh, let's have some fun, my friend. I'd like to go over this. You have a three-piece band, the Crutches. And we have you, Rigby Stone, your guitar, singer, piano player. We have Rooster, right? L.A.R.'s?
Yes.
He's our drummer. Ah, yes. And then we have, of course, Duke Oswald Cannon on the bass guitar. And he's doing some vocals, you're saying.
He's working on it, He's working on it.
He's working on it. Good. Now, my drummers and bass players, I kind of put them on a different planet. Are you able to keep those guys under control?
Absolutely not. Neither would I want to.
You don't want to keep them under control.
Everybody's got a good drummer story.
We might have to bring one up. So, the Crutches are in the house. We're going to have some fun today, but there's some things I can't say and some things I can say. So this is what's going to make it an interesting show. The Crutches are a little different than all you out there, aren't we, Rigby?
We try to be. We our brand is fun. It's rock and roll. We try to be as raw as possible, and we try to entertain the fans as much as possible. And without being a shameless, with being a shameless self-promoter, we would love if people really could get the full view along with this interview of who we are. Get to see my beautiful, colorful face by looking at our YouTube channel and staying in touch with us there.
Yes. Go to YouTube. Forget the other platforms. Head to YouTube. And then they can type in The Crutches, right?
Yeah, if they type in The Crutches, they'll get some really good medical documentaries. And if you scroll through all the heavily watched videos and go to the videos that have been poorly watched, you'll find us eventually.
You'll find you eventually. Well, I've seen some of the YouTube videos, and excellent job, my friend. Excellent job.
Thank you.
You guys are having a lot of fun, and the music kicks ass. That's right.
Well, thank you.
It does. Now, I want to touch on the music a little bit here because I got a whole lot here because I hear a lot in your music. Now, what I'm hearing is diverse. Your music's very diverse. It's a rockin'. It's fast. You got a little bit of that rockabilly style in there, a little blues going on there with an edgy folk undertone I hear. That's what I'm hearing. What would you say to that?
Yeah, so, go off what you said earlier about our music being, great. I'm proud to say we won multiple awards for being the world's okayest band. And so we're very excited about representing the mediocre. And so I'm very excited about that. And but as far as, blues, rockabilly, I think that we copy the best.
Oh.
And, it's fun music. It's raw music. A lot of our music was actually recorded live.
Okay.
If you listen to our first album specifically, all that was recorded live and overdubbed vocals. So we really wanted to bring the raw elements in our first couple of records, and now, we're trying to, no pun intended, use production as a crutch and, polish some things up on this next album that should be coming out here in the next few months.
Oh, next few months. Okay. Well, before we get to the album and everything else on the show, it's about the past to the present. So I got you. I don't have the rest of the guys. So, Rigby, we get to have some fun with you. Is that okay? You have your permission?
That's fine with me.
Oh, just indeed. All right.
You can get my guys on a stage, and you wouldn't be able to tell that a phone is where they have stage fright.
All right. Well, I take people on a time capsule. Jump aboard, my friend.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let's go back. Let's go back. I want to take you way back, 12 years old, because I'm thinking you're listening to some pretty cool stuff at that age.
No, absolutely not at that age. No. I was listening to some very lame music.
Oh no!
At that age,
Rigby.
At that age, I think I thought Metallica was as heavy as metal got. And I thought Green Day was as punk got. And I was rocking it to Reliant K and maybe Chopin. Maybe some Mozart. I grew up very conservative household, predominantly classical music, and I didn't get my first rock record or rock mix CD until I was 12, almost 13 years old. So I had to hide just so my parents wouldn't make me go pick out a switch for the rock music. So, very much so.
Oh boy! Well, what was your first album that you were grooving to?
Oh man! So it was the most Frankenstein atrocity of. I think there was. I'm so embarrassed at this because these are the easiest bands to make fun of.
Right.
But there's a lot of Reliant K. They're a fun band.
Right.
There's 3 Days Grace. That one's embarrassing. There was I think there may have been maybe one Metallica song on there that I thought was just the heaviest of heavy thing in the world.
All right.
So it was just an assortment of things that were popular for people that thought they were cool.
Right.
And I sure thought I was.
Yeah.
So that was it. And I wore that CD out with my the CD player that you hook your headphones in and you go for a jog and you come back with a messed up CD because it's been skipping the whole time.
No names. We know what we're talking about here. All right, so now you jam into that. Let's jump up a little bit. What instrument was the first instrument you started playing?
So as a really small kid, I played violin, and it's awful. I'm terrible at it. So at about 4 years old, I started piano. And played piano until I was about, probably just before I was 14, and I realized that piano wasn't in. You couldn't chase girls with a piano. You had to do it with a guitar.
Right.
So I picked up guitar. I could play the absolute daylights out of Smoke on the Water. I was incredible. And, I think I learned half of the song Hey There Delilah.
Did you?
But it took. And I kind of coasted on half of Hey There Delilah for a while.
Oh, okay.
But, I started growing at that point. I didn't get my first electric guitar until, early high school, late middle school, early high school.
Okay.
Just the crappiest of, just the most metal-looking, horrible electric guitar I could possibly find.
Really?
And the worst tone, and I just would turn it up to 11 and play, Enter Sandman and Papa Roach covers all day. It was hard to get through. It was a dark season in my life.
I don't want to remember that. I won't even let you go back there. Let's move ahead. Oh my gosh! All right, let's jump up to kind of the presents here. All right, the Crutches. All right, we've got you three gentlemen here. How far you guys go back?
Oh man, so let's see. So Rooster and I were in some other bands together in high school. So we're talking 15 years. And, we played different instruments in different bands with each other. We were a two-piece for a while and put out some fun records that way, toured a lot. Our tour bus was a Toyota Matrix, and we could carry all of our equipment, which had probably about a combined value $100 in this Toyota Matrix, and we just froze to death and were cramped in this thing, traveling across the country playing empty bars. It was an exciting time.
Yeah, you got to live the lifestyle that everybody dreams.
Absolutely.
Incredible.
So we did that, and things slowed down. I ended up having a short stint in the Army.
Okay.
And throughout all of that, Rooster had met Doc, and they started doing some music together and playing some shows together, and we realized he was a far better songwriter than either of us. So we brought him into the fold, and so here we are.
Here you are. This is what makes up Crutches today.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's it.
So when did the Crutches become the Crutches?
Oh, man. I can barely remember my birthday, so this is a tough one. But, we really decided that we wanted to do something a little bit different and pull from different genres than, a lot of the radio rock that we would typically listen to or hear. And I would say listen to, but more subjected to.
Yeah. And
so we decided that we were going to do this and try to do it right. And we started releasing our first couple songs in, I think it was late 2021. We started pushing some stuff out. So late 2021 or mid 2022 is when we started really getting in the studio heavily. And working together.
Sweet. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen out in podcast land, get to that YouTube and type in what was again? How they find you?
You can look up the Crutches, any of our songs, or you can, it's a little less cluttered on Instagram. All of our links are there. And just for your listeners, and really I don't want anybody to feel too special, anybody that sends us a message and asks nicely or rudely, either one, we can give them a free download for one of our songs. So make sure to hit us up on our Instagram.
Hit the guys up, definitely. Now, this show is going to even get more interesting, okay? Because people are just listening, okay? And if you haven't hit the platforms yet and seen the Crutches, well, we've got to talk a little bit, Rigby, okay? Because you decided to take a different path with the music industry and what you're doing. And I love it.
Yeah, so the key for us is, music has gotten pretty bland. Unfortunately, I think the market is completely saturated, unfortunately, because anybody can record into their phone and put it on any platform. So we decided that we wanted to keep things a little more colorful, and instead of recording music videos of us in a vacant warehouse like everybody else. Right. We try to keep it a little bit more lively. I think it's pretty present in our, especially on our YouTube channel and some of our, enjoyable but self-deprecating posts on Instagram.
Yeah, and I love how you put yourself out there. I mean, we can see who you are in your videos. We can hear what you're doing, and you're real people, but you're mysterious in a way that I'm going to do it. Said like before we hit the record. These gentlemen kind of come off to me. I have Kiss over here with the makeup. I have the Crutches over here with their makeup on. Kiss covers their faces.
That's exactly right.
And the Crutches cover their faces. But they don't cover their faces. You can see their faces plain and clear on the YouTube channel, can't they?
That's exactly right. Love the Kiss comparison. Been thinking about doing a tongue transplant, like
that'd be
old Gene.
There you go.
One day, we'll see. We have the technology. I think we can actually do it. So
we can do it. Oh yeah, you asked for it, you can have it, Rigby. So again, YouTube all the way. Get there and check out the Crutches. So like I said, very mysterious in a way. And I'm tiptoeing around. You know I am, Rigby, a little bit here.
That's fine with me.
Okay, and I want to. Now, I can't tell you where they're at or located. Non-disclosed.
Well, I mean, so I can answer that.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're based out of Chagrin Falls, Ohio.
All right.
We're based out of Chagrin Falls, Ohio. It's a great city, small city, stuck in the 1950s. It is, it's a fun place to call home.
Nice.
We've got a lot of, some of the special places in that city to us you can see on our Instagram page. So before we can share that with the fans. But yeah, Chagrin Falls, Ohio, there's so many great musicians also from Ohio.
Yes, there is.
Dan Orbach from the Black Keys, one of our favorites. Yeah. And so, been there for some time. I didn't grow up in Ohio.
Okay.
The rest of the guys did. But I originally am from right outside of New Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans.
And, so spent most of my life there. And in Chagrin Falls. And so, that's where we're based out of. Now, if you walk around the streets, you might not see us, but you never know. So it's a great city. Give it a visit if you're in the area.
Exactly. And we're going to talk about what you just mentioned in a little bit here, possibly how they might be able to maybe see. I don't know. But
if you see us too clearly, please share the drugs that you're taking.
Yes, indeed. Don't forget about me. I'm just kidding. So, anyways, the one thing great about these guys, too, is they're doing their music. They're doing a great job at it. But something they're seeking? It's like a lot of us. Fortune and world domination. Aren't you, Rigby?
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's a difficult thing to do when you are representing mediocrity in our world's okayest band. But one day, we will get there. One of the things that you'll see, and you'll continue to see with some of the music videos, we always lose in the end. Yeah. And I feel like that's the American dream and what we all wake up to do every day. So we try to
we make you feel special, then we hand you your butt.
Absolutely.
Great American. Now, everything's good. So let's get to your music here. All right. Now, 2021, when you put out the music, was it just singles or did we pop a CD out?
Yeah, so what we found in today's environment is putting up, because there's not enough Ritalin to go around for the world.
True.
People can't get through an entire album. So what we found as being beneficial to us is, putting a single out every month or so, and compiling it into an EP.
There you go.
And so we have the 2 4-track EPs out right now, and we did both of those, releasing them every month or so in singles.
Oh, I like that.
drip of content a little bit more manageable for us to put out, and it's also a little bit more it's more palatable for those that don't like listening to albums from start to finish.
Exactly. So I like how you put that, the drip. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely where we're at. I mean, the music industry as a whole thrives off of singles at this given point. And when was the last time you even heard of a record, going well from start to finish? I mean, outside of Taylor Swift, I mean, you have Adele, who bought out every blank piece of vinyl in the country, and she even flopped from that album. So, I think the age of full-length records are unfortunately in the decline. And it's so sad because, musically speaking, it does limit you and from telling a complete story with your music. So you wind up having to give, little short stories and making do with that. And so it's a bummer, but it's a new challenge, and it is more dynamic and a bit more fun.
Yeah, I would say so. Now, this is just an idea on the top of my head. I don't know if it's something you would go through with, but doing the singles and dripping them, did you ever think of popping something together where you put together maybe 3 songs, something with the video with the song type DVDs, instead of a CD like type thing?
That's an interesting thing.
Okay.
If we had enough input from fans that they would buy something like that, we very much so would be interested in, putting the music videos out with the music.
That's gotta happen.
Right now we try to keep it a little more, if you hit people with too much content all at the same time, they wind up not enjoying any of it. So we piece that together and give it a little bit at a time, so that way, people absorb it better and enjoy it better. But yeah, I mean, if there was a market for it, we would definitely be into sharing that. We haven't gotten that feedback from the fans yet, but in today's age, I mean, YouTube TV is one of the top streaming platforms in the world. And so that being said, physical media is on the decline, unfortunately. And in most ways. But I say that, but records are,
I can see
making a huge comeback. Right. So we're in a really weird midlife crisis for music right now.
That's a good way to put it, definitely. But I think with the niche and what you're doing, you just separated yourself. I think if you did something like that, it'd be a hot commodity, honestly. If you limited it, the limited edition. Yeah,
and we're trying to, you never know. We're definitely trying to tell a story with our music, and definitely trying to tell a story with our videos. And if that were to, if the opportunity were to arise where some of our other content was able to get used for other entertainment purposes, we'd definitely be up for it.
Oh, cool. Now, I noticed when I'm checking you out, looking around, I do my scooping and stuff, you got a good following. You got some nice fans out there. What do you think of that?
Yeah, so, man, I tell you what, we have to thank every fan that's out there right now. We've got some good ones.
Yeah,
they're a part of what we do in our, when we're putting stuff out. And they really are at the top of mind with every release that we do, whether it's an Instagram post, a song, or a video. And so we're so appreciative of everything that our fans have done, do, and continue to do. And at the end of the day, this is an expensive industry, and without them, it'd be very difficult to do it and continue to do it. So we appreciate all the fans out there, and we really enjoy them being part of our community. And we try to engage very closely with all of our fans and not treat it like we're some complete enigma or mystery. We do try to communicate pretty closely with our fans. We respond to every comment on every platform. It's one of us. You can even ask who it is, and we'll tell you. Sometimes you can tell, but you can tell if it's me. There's no punctuation.
Okay.
But yeah, great. So that's what we think of the fans. They're just great people.
Great. Now, do you have merch or anything for the fans to be able to pick up?
Yeah, so we're working on that. We're trying to decide. Merch is also a changing world right now. But yeah, so we're working on that. So stay tuned. If like I said, if you keep up with our Instagram specifically, that is where the new stuff will definitely be coming up. But if you are wanting the music itself, we are available on every platform. You can purchase our music anywhere, and
great.
If you're techie enough, we don't mind if you steal it.
I can't believe you said that. That's great. That's the Crutches for you, people. Real and in your face. Yes. So, I'm loving the videos and stuff, and that is what it's about. Now, I just want to ask the one question. Don't hurt me. Now, can I ask who might be helping you with these videos? Is it you?
Yeah, so, making videos come to life and, putting a specific touch on it, it's a difficult thing because, like I said, we want to separate ourselves from the hardcore band that is, putting angsty videos out in a dirty warehouse. Mm-hmm. And so we have a great network and a great infrastructure group of people that help us, whether it be, our promoters over at Tinderbox Music out of Minneapolis, great group of people. And we have a great production team that puts together all of our videos and puts together our Instagram posts to really embody what we are and what we represent. A lot of the recordings we do ourselves.
Okay.
But as far as things go for all of our content, it takes such a team effort to put stuff like this out, and so we're appreciative of that every day. But yes, we have a great infrastructure and great team in place that we try to get content out regularly, and where if it was just us doing it, it might be a little bit slower.
Okay. Now, you mentioned the team. Now that's kind of telling me, well, I don't know, but are you signed with a label?
No, so we aren't. If a label would like to give us $3 million today,
$3 million.
No promises, but we would be open for it. I will give any label access to 3 songs recorded on the video feature of my phone, and they can do with whatever they want to with it. So, we've worked with labels in the past, and we've done a lot of work with labels. It's funny, most labels, unfortunately, today, you have to find such a niche label to help you with anything, because there's so many labels out there today that are paying the $50 a year to get your music on all the platforms and wiping their hands of it and calling it done. Mm-hmm. And I can do that myself. I don't need help, unfortunately, with that. But we aren't signed to a label right now. We're not actively marketing that. We're not actively looking. But, this is the way I look at it. With labels are interested in sales, and that unfortunately rips away the personality from the people that are actually pushing to buy an album. And so in the meantime, between the day that maybe we decide to go that route, we're trying to bridge the gap between the soulless, blood-sucking record labels that look at people as a number and us who try to look at our fans as friends.
Okay, nice. Now, I know there's some newer record companies coming out that do kind of the micro contracts. It's just for a year or so. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so doing things like that. So we'll see. When most of the artists I talk to, 80% probably they want to stay pretty much indie and not with a label. You can do a lot more by yourself if you got that team behind you like you have. Yeah.
Yeah. It takes a lot of building, takes a lot of phone calls and a lot of emails. But at the end of the day, for any bands out there looking for labels as being the be-all, end-all of their promotion, it's a difficult thing to it's not the 80s anymore.
No.
And you really have to be pretty established to get any deal that's even somewhat favorable. But even back in the day, you look at some of these bands that were given horrible deals. I think the Beatles, prime example.
Yeah.
Horrible deal in the beginning. And so consult your attorney. And if you don't think you're ready or you're thinking it's too good to be true, it probably is. And right now, I think if we were to get signed, I think it'd be too good to be true.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you got to think about, like I said, lawyer, attorneys. So, yeah. And
somebody's got to pay their light bill. It might as well be you.
True. And you said you and the guys have been down that road before, so.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, not a fun road.
Not at all. Now, can we give a shout out possibly to the studio, the Desert Productions?
Yeah, so like I said, most of the recordings that we're working with now, we did all the tracking.
Okay, you did all the tracking.
So what we found what we do is in a roundabout way, a lot of us like working late at night, kind of by ourselves, doing all the writing and doing the scratch tracks. So all three of us have kind of small home studio setups.
Right.
And we do a lot of the scratch tracking and work that way individually and writing.
Okay.
And then we come together to build a bigger part of a song. One song we're working on right now, I had done all the scratch tracks for and brought it to the band. We put a lot of the tracks down in our bigger studio that's at Rooster's house.
Oh, okay.
And, I think we're both exhausted. I ended up getting hospitalized 2 days after from horrible allergies. And
Rigby.
I think they called it a acute respiratory failure. We were exhausted.
Yeah.
And we said, well, this sounds like there's a part for a female. And there's a lot of gaps vocally in the song. And so I proceeded for the next 3 hours to sing falsetto, the female part of the song. And so we're working with another band right now.
Really?
And hit some snags, but we're trying to get that song out sometime early next year, where we're doing a collaboration with a female vocalist. So that's exciting.
That is exciting. Very nice. I can't wait to check that out. That would be cool. Now, one other question quickly here. How are the other artists and bands out there accepting what you're doing, taking a different turn?
Oh, man. So a huge part of our network is other bands and other artists. And it's blown me away because back in our touring days with other groups, we would find that for the most part, other bands had no interest in helping you, engaging with you, or being active on your socials. And that is 100% changed. So many of the people that we stay in touch with, especially via Instagram or YouTube comments, whatever it might be, are other bands and other musicians. And it's been exciting seeing the lifeblood of music worldwide. I mean, one of the people that we talk to back and forth pretty frequently is a rock musician from, I think, Thailand. And so, worldwide, the music scene, especially for people that have any level of a footprint online, is so great to work with for the most part.
That's great.
And
wow.
So they've been very receptive. Been very excited see what we're doing. We've been very excited about them and how we can support each other. And so, yeah, it's been great.
Nice. That's what I want to hear. Cool. Definitely. Now, I'm going to jump to some songs here. I usually do it at the end, but I want to do it right now, actually. So let's talk about a few songs here that I was listening to. And one song that you played really hit home because it's the song that I play late at night when I just want to relax. I've been playing it since the '83. So, and you know what song that is probably, don't you?
I can take a guess because I don't think we've released anything since '83.
Can you name the song, possibly?
If you're referring to our version of House of the Rising Sun.
You got it, my friend. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, yes, indeed. House of the Rising Sun. Great job. I like how you guys do it your way.
Thanks so much. Yeah, so it's a fun song.
It is.
It was old. You know, oh gosh, you're giving me trauma from what I had to go through with YouTube, proving that it wasn't some techno band in the 80s that did it, because that's who claims the rights on YouTube right now. But long story short on that, you know, House of the Rising Sun, for those that don't know, is a folk song.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been done about a million different ways by a million different people.
Yeah,
Our song, you know, there's so many different people, whether it be Lead Belly, Bob Dylan, the Animals. Really, if you look at what we based the main version of the song that I care about, that I like, is Bob Dylan's version.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the most raw versions of that song. But, you know, it's funny. It's such a well-known song. I take it for granted that anybody knows about it. I think everybody should know about it.
I think everybody
And I was talking back and forth with another musician, actually, and they listened to it, and they said, wow, what a good cover of a Five Finger Death Punch song. And they thought I was covering a version that was a cover from like 5 years ago. So it's funny. You can't ever take for granted the depth of music knowledge. But at the end of the day, everybody's covered this song. It's a public domain song, which gives us a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
Don't have to get licenses for it, mostly because I'm cheap. But it's a fun one to do for sure.
It is, and I appreciate that. Thank you. That brings some respect that I can remember. So I want to go to a couple other songs here. Don't Even Know. I was checking that out, and I'm going, what the? That's some good old knee slapping music there.
Knee slapping, toe tapping. That's what we're shooting for.
That's some hillbilly rock and roll straight up. Oh man, brother.
Funny, that was actually written a long time ago. I just didn't really ever do anything with it.
Well, I love that.
That was written in a bunker in Afghanistan.
Was it?
With a guitar that the strings could barely touch the fretboard.
Oh, no.
And he was messing around with some riffs done by a band called the Flat Duo Jets.
Flat Duo Jets.
Great band. Dex Romweber from the 80s. I think he's the king of rockabilly. And I was messing with some of his riffs that he did, like Wild Wild Lover and Frog When a Court. And that sprang from it. So, Dex, if you're listening to this, thank you for not suing me for stealing the inspiration for some of your stuff.
You did a great job.
But yeah, Dex Romweber and the Flat Duo Jets really inspired that song. Cool. And I was in a bunker in Afghanistan when that got written.
Incredible. I like that a lot. And the next one that hits me is My Beauty Queen. Got a great drive there.
So, funny thing about that song was done in one take.
One take.
So if you listen to what we played, and we recorded that song live, overdubbed the vocals.
Okay.
That was one take. We walked in the studio, we set up our stuff, mic'd it up, played one take, and it worked. And that was pretty impressive because I'm just not that good.
That damn bullshit. All right. All right.
Well, you don't know about the times that it takes 4 days to get a decent take. When you get one take, it's pretty incredible.
I do remember my writing days. Yes. So okay, let's go to another song, and well, we could go to two, but I want to go to the introduction video that you did.
Yeah,
that was really cool. It was fast and it was quick. And what I dig about that, and I don't know if it popped in your head. I get all these ideas sometimes, but have you tried possibly talking to anybody and syncing your music up to some TV or movies?
I mean, that would be great. I would love to do that. It's definitely crossed our mind.
I can hear you.
It's definitely crossed our mind. I think our biggest success recently is there is a podcast that's out there. I'm blanking. I'm sorry, it's late night, but I'm blanking on the name of what the podcast was. Send us a message on Instagram. We'll post a link.
Right.
And there's a true crime and just general information podcast that took one of our music, our songs. It was a song "Watch Your Back," and that's been our big success for licensing recently. Okay. But yeah, we would love to work with some of the more the movie side of things, TV show side of things, because I do feel like we have a roundabout fun way of doing things. Now, about that intro video, the reason why we pushed that out there was because with so many people listen to bands that they consider their favorite band, and if you asked them to name all the members of the band, they couldn't.
Right.
So that's why we started things out that way. We just wanted to give off that at the end of the day, we're no different than any of our fans. We freak out at different shows. I was at a Green Day show, and I felt like one of those girls that are screaming and crying watching the Beatles from like Ed Sullivan. So we're no different, but we just want to get to know people on a personal level, and I felt like that was the greatest way to jumpstart that.
Awesome, man. Now, this is one question I like to throw out there. Now, you got your music out there and stuff. You got a great following and great fans and stuff. How's it making that heart feel when you see that and hear that?
Do that one more time, I'm sorry.
You got all these fans out here, and when you see them digging your music, singing along, just jamming to your stuff, how does it make your heart feel?
It feels good. A couple funny things about that. I was driving one day very far from my hometown, and when we released that song, probably it was Watch Your Back we released, and I'm driving down the road, and I heard my song. I didn't know where it was coming from.
Wow.
And I was stopped at a light, and I rolled down my window because there was a car next to me with their window down, and they were singing our song, just loving the song. Great. And I started singing the song and looking at them, and they rolled their window up. They thought I was pretty creepy. So
it
warms my heart and hurts me at the same time. And I want to circle back to something about that podcast. I really want to make sure there's some mutual support here. The podcast name was Sunday Sinners. And so if you just like, they've talked about vampires. They've talked about something I've never heard about, stem cells. They've talked about everything from, horrible serial killers and every aspect of that. So be sure to check out the Sunday Sinners podcast, and they'll definitely tickle your fancy.
Yeah, check out the Sunday Sinners. That's cool. So everybody out there, besides checking them out, the Crutches are in the house. There's Rigby Stone. Get to the platform. Get to YouTube. Check out the videos. Most definitely. Now, I want to ask you a couple more questions. We're getting almost close to wrapping this up, and I appreciate your time, Rigby.
For sure. Thank you.
So much. Oh, my. What's coming up on the next single, YouTube video? When, where, how, what's going on?
So, man, I tell you what, I feel like if you've ever seen the movie, what is it? It's with John C. Reilly. It's making fun of Johnny Cash, and he's recording an album. Walk Hard's movie, and he's recording what's supposedly his greatest song, and he just can't get enough instrumentation, and he screams, "I need more didgeridoos." And that's how I feel right now, and that's how we feel. We're releasing a more jazzy song. A little bit of a departure from what you typically hear from us. It's not as raw, it's more jazzy.
Sweet.
And, we're in the soul of John C. Reilly, it needs more didgeridoos. And so that's put us behind schedule a little bit.
Okay.
And we're hoping to get it out there, hopefully, in the next 5 to 6 weeks.
Nice.
And, it's either going to make people really excited about us because, it'll see another side of what our loves are, or it'll make people incredibly angry because it's nothing like our other stuff. But, if you look at my record collection right now, most of it's crooner music. I listen to a lot of Dean Martin, a lot of Frank Sinatra, anything Rat Pack. And so I wanted to push forward on that. And so we'll see. We're either going to make it big or go bankrupt.
Do it all.
And we'll see how it goes. Both would be fine.
That would be great. Now, there's one thing I want to touch kind of off the subject. We just got a couple minutes, but you talked about Reddit, okay? Now, Rigby here likes to piss people off. Okay, you just mentioned angry stuff.
I have a habit of it.
So I want one Reddit story from you before we run out of time, all right? So
I'm going to do a couple super short. Let's see. I don't mean to make people mad. But one was an individual was complaining about people that spoke different languages, and he didn't like that people were using the word signing instead of singing. And so I made an entire post about signing, and I got banned from that page. Somebody posted on the Guns N' Roses page, posted an unpopular opinion, and I said Guns N' Roses is bad. I was completely banned from that one. And Greta Van Fleet, on their page, somebody had posted, when are they going to release another album? I need more music from them. I said, well, good for you. They released all their albums in the 70s with Led Zeppelin, so you can just go listen to that. So, banned. Immediately banned.
So, Rigby's got a big poster of his face out there. He's wanted man.
Hey, we even have an Instagram post about that. Scroll down and look for it.
Well, we're getting kind of the end of the show, Rigby. Oh, my friend, thank you so much for allowing me to interview you.
Thank you.
This was
been a great time.
It has been a great time. I'm going to keep my eye on you, and I want you guys back on the show probably 6 months.
Please do. And stay in touch with us, and please have your fans if they need anything, or we tend to be pretty approachable people, and love to stay in touch with you and all your listeners.
We will do that. So everybody out there at Podcast Land, No Cover TV Podcast, check out the Crutches out there with Rigby Stone. We got the Rooster, Elliot Arthur, and of course we got Duke Oswald Cannon. If you can check them out, check them out. But get to YouTube and check the videos out. Amazing stuff. Go to their world. Step over to the other side. How's that one, Rigby?
Sounds good to me. Hey, I appreciate it, gal.
All right, brother. I appreciate it. Let's say a shout out. We're out of here. All right, everybody. We're out of here. Rigby, stay on the phone for me. Okay, brother? So.
Say good night, Gracie.
Night, Gracie. We're out of here.